Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of War Review. Before we start, I like to start off by saying, get well soon, Mr. Free-to-Play. In case you're not in his Discord or haven't heard about this yet, Mr. Free-to-Play is back at home, still in recovery, doing much better than before, but not 100%. And he's also back in my alliance again. He took a little break, so that's good to see. It's good to see his name there again, and I hope you get better. Oh, and one last thing. I'd like to point out that I'm almost at 50 subscribers on YouTube and I'm catching up to my Twitch account. Please don't be shy to give a like and subscribe to my channel. And if you don't like it, give a dislike. Tell me what's wrong with it. I'd like to know. I'm definitely enjoying reading the comments and improving on it. And I like to make this a regular series, so let's see what happens. Anyways, let's start. So here's the thing, guys. We normally use symbiotes to punch down as guardians because the reality is you're not going to wait to see an 800, 900, 1 million size as guardians. You just use it, right? But see what Pita Chip has done here. Shuri, she's good. You can kind of throw her anywhere, so like that's understandable. I think that I'd still rather see like Heimdall or Sif there. But, you know, with her special, she does give some energy, so that can help kind of mess things up. She does put defense down on everybody, and she's healing, so it might be, like, just an extra kind of pain in the ass, right? But the thing with Taskmaster is he starts off with his ult, which blinds. And blinds are the weakness for this team, because you really, if you get a blind on Anti-Venom, it really messes him up everything, right? And you get a blind on any one of these guys, chances are, unless they're doing a good job of taking out the Gregs, she can spread it to everybody. So yeah, good win, PETA. Okay, so here's the thing. These are both lopsided teams. Now, I'm not trying to attack Anubis here. A lot of players have a built-up Doc Ock, and they just didn't bother with the rest of them. You might not have the red stars. There's other priorities. It's understandable. Then you take this team. Here's the first thing that comes to mind. First off, we drop Johnny because he's not going to do any damage. He usually dies really quick. He's not going to do any damage to this Doc Ock. You want to keep Mr. Fantastic because he gives all those assists. It's really important, in fact. Then you can put Skirmisher on him, and then she's got Skirmisher, right? And there's all these... Give Striker to everyone, which it kind of looks like he has. There's all these double taps that's going to be happening, right? Or you could put heal on her because Mr. Fantastic has the Skirmisher with his assists, and that'll be fine enough. But like, you know, he dropped Mr. Fantastic, and no one, Ultron maybe, but Ultron's not going to be able to take this guy out. He's less than half his size, not suggesting that he G15s and maxes his ISO or anything, but it's just, you're not going to kill Doc Ock. He's just going to keep, you're going to use his ult, and he's probably going to deflect and stuff. Maybe a speed bar manipulation, but I wouldn't count on it. I think this was also doomed to fail. Okay, so here's another thing. This team is actually a pretty good counter for taking out this team. I'm not entirely sure what happened wrong. Sometimes Kestrel with her ult at that size, this is like a 7R max everything Kestrel, right? And obviously we have some defenses going on here, like defensive bonuses. So somebody could have got wiped on turn 1, and it could have been Anti-Venom, which is just basically GG for this team, right? The key is that when Fury drops down his minions, if you can kill them, then you get speed bar. The problem is that now you're going to have Shield Security tanking some hits. And his ult is going to blast someone to hell too. Yeah, I would have rather seen Axeman against this, to be honest. Probably would have worked out better. 900k. And it failed, so this guy thought, oh, I can do it with it. Yeah, 200k smaller than the last guy, so I'll punch up. Yeah, okay, well, good luck with that. Here's the thing that, I mean, these teams are really good for raids, and they're good in Dark Dimension, right? But they're not really a war offense team. And I know that's going to sound really weird, because, I mean, like, I think that they're better on war offense and defense, but you can't be expecting them to keep up against newer meta, is what I'm trying to say. As soon as there's Silver and Doc Ock, I think it was greedy. I think it was pure greedy. I'm surprised they even killed Black Bolt, to be honest. But Yo-Yo must have been such a pain in the ass for these guys, right? Doc Ock, I mean, he was already dead. But yeah, I don't know if this was worth it, using all these symbiotes to just take out one Black Bolt. And so then they try again. It's like, this is like the team of like never-ending symbiotes. So the second time around, Black Bolt's already dead. Doom was already dead, so they managed to kill the Yo-Yo and the Doc Ock, not the Silver, and they timed out to boot. Round 3. Look at that. 678k Black Order, and he's probably thinking, oh, I'm going to get in trouble for overkill against Silver, and Silver wins and kills them all. He killed them all, guys. Silver killed them all. If you look at how Black Order functions though, what in this kit tells you that they would beat this guy? Thanos ult is great, but the thing is these guys are putting all these buffs on. He's gonna keep stealing them. He probably had so many like regeneration and death proofs on him that they couldn't do anything to him. Not a good use of Black Order, to say the least. And they try again with the sub 300k. Alright, this is one of my newest like top 10 assholes in history of all Marvel Strike Force. Holy mackerel. He heals himself every single turn of anyone. Do you think that they did any damage to him? He probably healed more than the damage they did. Like, he's the highest damage output here, and it should be White Tiger, who there's no way she's less than a third of his size. And then ironically, the winner was Supernatural with losing Mordo. I really doubt the heal block stuck. It could have happened. Doesn't look like he has Skirmisher here, so I really don't see how that could have happened. But they managed to get the win, so after 5 attacks, I hope they felt good. So this is a completely different team that has Silver left alive. And he uses Asgardians with Bullseye. I mean, I got the win, so you can't really judge or hate him for that, especially after all those losses we've seen. So I was initially going to make fun of this guy, but good job. All right, and we're getting to the end here. I have a couple of user-submitted attacks to show off. So Ramsey here has an 800k Secret Avengers plus Fury and Kestrel that he used to punch up over 260k against, what do we have here? New Warriors plus Loki plus Doom. That's actually quite clever, putting Loki there. I'm not too sure how much synergy that he would have with these guys, but being able to put stealth on everybody gives survivability for sure. And I mean, that special that he has on opening can be pretty devastating at times, right? From what I've talked to with Ramsey, a big thing about this is getting that ability block on Doom. If you can get that on him, then you can usually pull off a win. He was saying it is really important. So good job, Ramsey. Look at that. So G14, he has these all at 15s, but he uses these on raids. So it's not like he invested on a war-only team too. So this is also good use of resources that he did. I'm glad to see this kind of stuff. So yeah, good job, Ramsey. And last, I have my friend BG, who did I remember he put this on my Discord and he said, hey, does this count as a legendary attack? I was like, wow, like almost 500,000. So you're looking here at symbiotes. This is 1,050,000 on defense, right? So this is no slouch. And so he took these 3 new warriors that he has built up for the raids, and he kind of put together other characters that he doesn't really use, but you can also see them working out on this team. Vision has an ability block that if he was able to get on Anti-Venom in the beginning would be really beneficial. Moreover, he can get it on somebody beside him, or any one of these guys actually. It can shut them down quite a bit. Get an ability block. I just imagine would be best on Anti-Venom. And then you got Loki over here. Well, Loki can make them attack their friends. And sometimes that can do devastating amounts of damage, especially early on. Not to mention he's got that special we were talking about. So it's good to see. BG is actually, I've known him for quite a while, and he's really good at making up his own teams and putting in 4ths or 5ths as necessary that work very well. So this is what I'm saying, that unless you know what you're doing, don't make up your own teams. And BG has repeatedly shown me, this is not the first one of his attacks have shown, that he knows what he's doing. So congratulations, BG, on this. And I hope that this helps other players get some wins. And I know I say lastly a lot, but this time I mean it. This is the last one. And I had to show this off. This was submitted to me by an alliance mate, Mac. I wasn't having a very good day until I got this, and it made my day. It made my day. It really did. First off, he defended with his team. This is one team. She's from one team, and she's from a third team. So he dissected 3 teams to attack this is an old meta, guys. I'm sorry to say. It's still a good defense team, but there are so many counters to this team. And this was in the very beginning of war, which means that there should have been a cajillion options to use on this. You can punch up quite well with X-Force, which is like, what, year and a half ago meta. You can definitely use X-Factor, put Namor on as a 5th, and you can punch up pretty big on this. You can do Shadowlands, punch up 200, 300k. You can use all those like Tron teams like Aimtron, X-Tron, Fantastic Four Tron. You can do a 200k. This one doesn't have Sabretooth. You could do a 250k punch up with Black Order on this. Not that anybody at our size is a 400k team, right? But even a punch across, whatever, get it going, that's fine. Like there's just so many different options, and he decided to ruin 3 teams. Like, Phoenix doesn't need the X-Men, but the X-Men need her, right? And X-Men is an old meta, so it's like, oh, okay, whatever, right? But then, like, now you got no X-Force, right? Because she does all the damage, and if you're running X-Force with Deathpool, well, you're not doing it right. So, yeah, and then he failed, too. So, way to go, buddy. And thank you very much for this submission, Mac. And that's where we're going to call it there. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining. I hope you had fun. I certainly did. And let me know in the comments what you think. I will see you next time, and have a good night.